Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to do image uploads on the client side of things. So note that this video isn't really going to have like a lot of, it's not going to have any of handling image uploads on the backend side of things. However, if you are interested in knowing how to do so, let me know down in the comments below and I will make a video about it. So, funny story is, I was working on a project which involved image uploads, and I was able to figure out the back end side of things because I found some useful articles on it. But then when it came, I was really apprehensive about handling image uploads on the front end side of things because I thought you would need some sort of access to the user's computer so that they can browse through for the files and all of those things, and it sounded really complicated at that time. However, when I actually researched into it, it seemed quite simple, so I thought, why not make a video about it in case it could help someone else out. So there are two ways of handling image uploads, and one is using plain HTML, and the second way is using a third party component or a third party package or whatever it is. But it would just basically be someone else's code that you will use. So there's benefits and like disbenefits to using either of these methods, which I'll be showing as we go through the example. So let's get started. So, as I had said before, there are two ways of doing this, and the first method is using direct file inputs, and the second method is using third-party code. So, for the first method, we're going to be looking at direct file inputs, which is like in plain HTML, and I have the project open in Visual Studio Code, and I'm going to create a file called index.html, and I can press exclamation and tab to generate this boilerplate code, and I'm going to open it up in live server so you can see the changes happening in real time with me. So let's do this so you can see. Okay, so it's really simple. If you're familiar with form tags, form input tags in HTML, this should be really familiar to you. So what you have to do is input, and then instead of type equals text, which you're probably familiar with, you can do type equals file, and that's about it. And then you can set the name equals whatever you want it to be, and if I hit save, you're going to see this browse button pop up for you. Now if I click on browse, it'll basically take you to this in your desktop, like a place, and then you can select an image and it is basically like uploaded, and that's all it is. It's quite simple actually, and if you wanted to change it, can choose a different image and that's going to get selected. However, there is one huge drawback to just doing this for file uploads, which is that if I was a malicious hacker and I wanted to hack into your software, I could upload something like a harmful script and it would basically go through. And if you're not, unless you're validating and making sure that the thing that has been inputted by the user is an image, you are prone to these kinds of attacks. So when you are writing this code and if you're only using this, make sure that you validate all of these things. However, if you're using third-party code, they usually take care of it for you, and which means that you'll be able to focus on other parts of the project if that is more important to you. Now, you can find the code for this in W3 Schools, and I'll leave a link for this down in the description below, which is basically just this page. Now, this is all there is to file inputs, and usually when it comes to validation of this image, and ensuring that it is an image type, I usually do it in the backend because it's recommended to do so. But all you would have to do is you can either check the extension of the file, so like .jpg is allowed, .png is allowed, and those kinds of things, or you can check the the MIME type of the file to validate it. But that's all there is to file uploads. So let me delete this, and now we'll be looking at the third-party code. Now, for the purposes of this demonstration, we're going to be using React. So I will create a React app using npx create React app, and let us call it photo upload, and this is probably going to take some time to get downloaded. If you don't have npm, you won't be able to use npx, and npm usually comes when you install Node. So if you have Node, you probably have npm, but if you don't, I'll leave a link for the download down in the description below. And this is going to take some time to get downloaded, so I'm going to pause the recording right here and get back to you when all of this has been downloaded. Okay, so everything has been installed and set up now. Took some time, but well, it's done now. So let's navigate into the directory that we just created. So cd photo upload, and we can just clean up. Actually, let me start it up. So npm start and wait for it to start up. All right. It is going to start up soon. I'm going to reduce its size so we can see what's happening here. And okay, so now it's loaded up. So we can get rid of the files we wouldn't need. So app.css, we don't need this. No, we need this. We don't need this. We wouldn't need this. We wouldn't need this. We wouldn't need this. So we can delete all of these things, move to trash, and obviously get rid of the things we deleted from the code. So let's get rid of index.css, and in here we need to get rid of logo, svg, app.css, and basically get rid of all of this code. And we can type in something random like hello react, and if I reload this, there we go. So now everything's cleaned up. So to use this third-party thing, what we need to do is basically install this component called npm and then it's called react images upload. And while this gets downloaded, I'm going to show you that we can go through the documentation. So let me open this up fully, and this is the documentation. I'll leave a link for this down in the description below so you can take a look at it if you want to use it. And we did the first step, which is to install it. And as it is with anything in React, there's two implementations, one using classes and one using hooks. And for the purposes of this video, I'm going to be showing you the hooks implementation of it. But basically all we're doing is installing this component using npm, and we'll be importing that component, and we'll be using that component in here. And there's some options right here, so like that you can see here in the documentation that you can set, which allows you to customize all of these things that you might require during the file upload. And once that is done, you save that in a variable using state, and that is basically the entire process. I am going to show you how to actually do it because it has now been installed. I can do npm start again and wait for it to start up. And while it does that, we can get rid of this. And while it does that, we need to import React, of course. React, and then we also need to import use state. Let me get rid of this. So import React, use state, and from React. And the next thing we need to do is import the component that we just downloaded, so image upload, and from React images upload, which is basically what we just typed in the npm and we installed it. And now all we have to do is we don't need hello React anymore, so we can just say like image upload, and if I save that, so that should bring this up for you. So this is basically third-party code, right? That was in this thing that we just installed. So if I click on choose images, and if I select maybe like this, and it basically gets saved, but you can't really see it. And they have some options here, and I really like the one with preview, because with that, what you can do is basically see the image that the user has uploaded. So this is how you add these options in here. So you can do is set with preview to true, and so now the image that I selected shows up in here. And if I click the cross, and if I wanted to select a different image, like maybe this one, it basically shows up in here. Now the nice thing about this software is that you can, if they have like a limit that you can customize for yourself, and the limit is 5 MB for the file size, and this one's 20 MB. So if I try to upload it, it basically says file size too big, which is really nice. And there's a bunch of options here that you can mess with. You can add image extensions that are allowed, and you can change the maximum file size using this, and loads of things that makes it really useful and really customizable. Now one thing to note is, remember how I showed that you can upload harmful scripts before? Now what this does for you is it basically already checks it for you. So if I look at this harmful script .js, it's grayed out and I can't even click it. So that part is nice. So they take care of checking the file type for you. So it's really nice to use third-party code because they take care of a lot of these things for you. And now you have uploaded the image, but you need to basically store the image that has been uploaded, and that is where this piece of code comes in. This piece of code. So like the pictures and the sub pictures, we're basically using state, and this is why we got state up in here. So what we'll do is we'll set pictures, and then get set pictures, and we can set that to an array. Use state, and then so the reason we need an array is if you are uploading multiple images. So if you look at the code right now, I mean, you can upload multiple images if you wanted to, provided there are below 5 MB. So I am able to upload many images, which means you'll store them in an array, and that's the reason for using an array in here. So if you wanted to change that option, you can set single image to true. But what you basically need to do is whenever there is a change to this component, so on change, and you can call a function and you can call it on drop, which is basically what they called it, but it makes sense, so why change it? So const on drop, and we can call picture whatever that has been uploaded right now by the user as picture, and use an arrow function. And what we basically will do is set pictures, and what we need to do is copy over all the old pictures. So we'll use the spread operator for that. So dot pictures, and then you also add the new one that has been added, which is picture, which you get in from here, and you get the image now. So if you want to access this on the back end, it would be really you basically just access it using picture. So like when you are sending this data to the backend, you'll need to access this, right? So to do that, you use this variable pictures. And if it was just one image, what you would do is get rid of the spread operator and just upload one picture. But that's basically it. This is how you upload images in React specifically. Now, whatever framework it is you're using would probably have some sort of third-party software which will allow you to do this very easily. But that's all I had for you guys today. And let me know if you are interested in learning the backend implementation of things. So this is a small project which involves photo upload, and I thought I'll show you how this project would look if the backend for it was also implemented. So you can see that this is the software that we use to just demonstrate this right now. So if I go to choose images, and if I chose this image, it gets uploaded and you can see the preview. And if I chose a file that was too big, like maybe this one, if I hit open, it would say file size too big. Now you can only select one, so it will get deleted if you upload a wrong file. And I can maybe call it foggy skies. You basically give it a description and some tags. So I can give it blue sky as a tag, and if I post, it basically shows up in here. Now what's happening in the background right now is that when I hit post, my thing like this, all of this data has basically been sent to the server side, and now it has been saved to the database. And when I head over to this page, what I'm doing is fetching the data from the database, and the image that I had just uploaded is also in the database. So it shows up in here, which is actually quite interesting. So this is all I had for you guys today, simple image upload. And let me know if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and let me know if you have any type of content that you would like to see next, and I'll see if I can make a video about it. And I will see you guys next time.